Hey, welcome to Tech Talk, show about all things tech.
All things tech, you're right.
Yeah. So last month we did, or I guess it was for this month.
Yeah, it was
the Christmas show about what gifts to get and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
And now this is kind of the post-Christmas thing that you can watch.
What are you going to do with all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe head off some of those problems of
problems.
What
questions.
do I do with this? Or
Yeah.
you're going to get calls from your dad and your grandpa and everything.
Right.
You're young, you know what to do.
You know what to do with this. Yeah,
you're
you get
a
that a
computer
lot.
guy.
Yeah, all the time you get these calls.
Yeah.
How do I fix this? Well, first you got to buy this extra. Well, I didn't get that. You only got this one little piece,
They didn't tell me I needed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all this different things. So nice.
So
stuff.
Kingsley Meyer is again with us and has brought more gadgets and toys and different things.
Well, they're just stocking stuffers,
Yeah.
things like that. Last show we covered some of the basic areas of gift giving. We'd all love to have a new entertainment system.
Yep.
Bring on a big flat panel for us, and we talked about the Apple TVs versus Roku's and
Fire
Chromecasts
sticks
and Fire sticks. They're all out there.
They're all
They're all out there, but what you talked about is you just can't open up the gift and say, you're going to love this without following through with it.
Yeah.
And having a certain amount of alignment of your gift giving with the type of equipment and stuff that person has. So,
that's huge.
if you are a Chrome OS user on your phone and on your tablet, then a Chromecast is for you. But if your environment is you have a MacBook Pro with a Retina screen and you're using an iMac, don't give a Roku and a Chromecast. Go for the Apple TV. And so, a little bit of that, the savvy buyer.
It sort of depends too on the other services you subscribe to, like Amazon.
Yeah, sure.
I just got one of those Fire Sticks, and so exploring a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So I want to give you an Amazon, gift card.
Yeah.
So when I can't decide, I'm going to go to the local store. I'm going to get you a gift card so that you can get all that extra stuff. You can buy movies, and you can download. For the Kindle Fire, the actual device, you can use that as your Kindle reader as well.
Yeah.
So
right, you can buy books and all those extra pieces.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like you got to do a little research ahead of time. You just can't buy it and say, here you go. And because I know you're a big Mac user, and just like you said, I wouldn't want to buy you a Chromecast probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would.
But
it would be used.
What is
But he's
this?
got the Fire Stick now.
Yeah,
he's partway there.
He's but some of those things they're back and forth either way. But something that's kind of specifically made this way, it's all different. Yeah,
but again, we are the savvy tech guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to say, oh, I don't have one of those. I've always wanted to play around with that technology, and so anything works for us.
Yeah.
But I think what we want to do is make sure that you align it and set it up for the person who's going to receive it, and don't abandon them.
Right.
And when we were talking a little bit ahead of time, I think it's that abandonment that is the most important. And I'm going to share this story. Perhaps I have a father-in-law that received a brand new iPad for Christmas. And being 90 years old, does a great job with the satellite dish and all the receivers and loves his cell phone and stuff, but this was new. And when you come in for Christmas and you leave, you don't always have the follow-through.
Right.
So fortunately, we had the time the next morning, and we went out to one of the local stores, and we bought iTunes cards.
Yep.
Or the Apple, iTunes and App Store cards. So we loaded up that on that device. But he wouldn't have known how to set up an Apple ID.
Right,
He
it's almost
wouldn't have
useless
necessarily
without it.
known how to connect to his access point in the house without having a little bit of help.
Right.
And so it was a great gift, but you have to follow through.
Yep. I like the idea. It's a great concept to do that and follow through. Well, yeah, just exactly what are you going to buy,
And then with me, if I give somebody a technology thing, I automatically become tech support.
Absolutely.
A year of tech support. No, lifetime tech support.
Yeah,
lifetime.
I was going to say, probably the year would be more appropriate, or lifetime, sorry.
Right.
So, but yeah, I agree.
Unlimited warranty and lifetime support.
So what'd you bring us today, Kingsley? What's
we brought out the big guns last time, and I just wanted to talk about a couple of stocking stuffers. Solid state drives can fit into a computer, and if somebody has a desktop computer that's getting a little bit long in the tooth, but it has a reasonable processor, putting some memory in it, a solid state drive, can defer and delay the big investment of replacing it. And in fact, we're doing a lot of these here on campus at Rio Grande, and it's just amazing when we load these up with Windows 10 and put them in a machine, how much nicer the experience is, and we don't have to go for the big replacement cost.
Now, what's the? I know they're a little bit more expensive. Do you know what a ratio is?
Well, depends upon the size of it.
I know if you get like a 1 terabyte hard drive, can you get 1 terabyte one of those?
Yes, you can get terabytes.
Okay.
This one is a 250, and it is about $80.
Okay.
$79.
So 250 gigs?
Gigs.
Okay.
Gigs. Which for a laptop is good size.
$80 for a regular one?
For a regular drive?
Yeah.
Well,
that's that size.
Yeah, this is a solid state drive for $80, and it's 250 gigs.
Okay.
But a spinning one
right.
may cost you $40 or something.
Okay.
But
I know there's a premium, but they're a little bit more reliable and a lot quicker.
Yeah.
The mean time between failures is a measurement of when it's going to die on you, all things considered, reasonable treatment. But it is memory chips. And same thing as a USB key. We used to carry big flash drives of different size. Now we have different speeds and different sizes, and this one right here is a 32 gigabyte drive, and it carries our full installation of Windows and Office and everything else. We carry that around, stick it in a machine, and reinstall.
They come in different speeds?
Yes.
Why do you need a different speed? Are you putting those in cameras?
Well, not a USB drive, but like the memory chips, they do come in different speeds.
Right, the SD cards, I know.
Yeah, the interface, the USB interface is a USB 3. The older ones were USB 2. And
okay, that's speed.
Yeah.
So the transfer in and out of the computer is the speed that you
because I was thinking more SD card as far as writing video to it. You want to get that's another thing. If you get somebody a camera, a video camera, SD cards in general, are not made the same. You need to get a fast SD card because that's a lot of information to push into a piece of memory.
Yep.
So mind yourself as far as what cards to get. Ask the people there. Don't just, this is the cheapest one.
Yeah, sometimes not always buying the cheapest one. You get bad experience with the camera.
Plus,
you find that it
plus get one that you can afford that's big.
Yeah.
Like 32, 64 gigs. Then you can get, I think I'm getting about 5 hours on a 64. Yeah, but I'm writing the highest, HD
highest
signal.
Best, yeah. But then how many pictures? You can get thousands of pictures.
Oh, yeah, like 4,000 pictures on 32 gigs.
Somebody may or may not be getting a camera for Christmas in our house.
Oh.
and
as long as they don't watch this show, they'll be fine.
And when I shopped, I did just that. I said, 32 is about as big as we need.
Yeah.
For a still camera, sure, yeah.
For a still camera. It does videos, but that's all we're going to be doing. We're not going to be doing full motion,
Most of it would be photos.
And so I did look at the speed rating on it. And I wanted to make sure that the camera and the SD card were aligned and compatible at the speed, and away you go.
Yeah, just so you get your best possible outcome. Yeah.
Another good stocking stuffer for somebody who has a camera, and if they're anything like me, where I do it for money and I go on jobs that last all day. Yeah. Extra batteries.
Oh, batteries is big.
With another charger. Yeah. Because some of my cameras only charge on the camera. So it's nice to have a charger that you can stick in the wall you take the fresh battery off, take the used battery, put it in the wall. Well, you know, you're using this one, flop them.
Yep.
I love it when you shop and they say, people who purchased this also viewed.
Yeah.
And then you're down there in the bottom saying, oh. I want to get a UV filter to protect the front of the lens.
Sure.
I want to get the big memory card. I want to get the extra charger and a couple extra sets of batteries. Maybe cases and covers should be left to the person.
I agree.
You know, I think
unless they tell you.
Yes.
You know, and kind of give you
if
the
they're
clue.
not
Oh, I
choosing.
kind of like this. You know,
it gives away the surprise.
yeah, it kind of gives away the surprise. But you know, maybe you don't get that. But you know,
Well, yeah, my camera
hinting.
bag was very specific. I can carry my video, my 2 still cameras and lenses and all that. But the cool thing about it, it has a zipper on the top, so I don't have to like open the top. I can zip and dive in.
Different things.
If your heart's set on a low, you want the low bag.
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
It was a good Christmas, except
Right.
I got this bag.
Yes. Never
But
matters.
the other thing I want to talk about is things such as headphones. We mentioned it. Video cameras. Every laptop now has a webcam on
A
it,
little webcam, yeah.
but they're horrible.
They're kind of crappy. Yes.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I know. I'm just straightforward right there.
The high definition cameras that are out there right now, whether they be Logitech or Microsoft Sprint, they're pretty much all great. And what you want to look at is whether or not they're Skype compatible and Link compatible, which is another standard for video conferencing. You plug it in, and today's computers, they're just going to beep at you a couple times, and they're ready to use.
Kind of self-installs. Yeah.
Now, are you creeped out by cameras?
Now, I had a
Sometimes,
question. I don't know if you know the security background on this. A lot of people put tape over, the one that's installed on the iMac or the laptops. And I thought, too, the new Amazon Echo that listens to you and replies back with all the answers and stuff. Well, it's sitting in your room, your house, all day long, listening.
Yep.
Is that being recorded? Is there any privacy anywhere? And you got a camera on your computers and stuff. How do I know?
We're not being recorded on phones and stuff either, right?
Right. There's cameras.
Of course
and
not.
Yeah.
Cameras and microphones on these.
Yeah.
So my paranoid self is like, who's listening to me?
Who's listening? Yeah.
And can they turn on the camera with, on my Mac, there's a little light that comes on if
it powers
it's
up.
using the
what
camera.
What if they override it?
Yeah, they could always probably turn
Say,
that light off.
I want the microphone on, but don't cue the light.
Yeah.
Right. So
probably,
do you know anything about the background of that?
I think the background is some people put tinfoil over their windows in their house and they wear little tinfoil hats. Today, it is a concern. The average person probably is not going to think about it. There are school districts that have issued laptops and Chromebooks to their whole district, only to find out that somebody did burrow in, make changes, and they were eavesdropping. It is a...
While they were at home.
Like hacking into your nanny camera or whatever.
Sure, sure. I mean, by the way, I love watching your dogs at home on your camera.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the Echo, we both have a good friend that is very excited about the Echo that has told us that we have to get one.
Really?
It's the coolest thing ever.
Coolest thing ever.
Next to the watch.
The watch,
You know what the Echo is?
Yeah, I do. And I'm not so fond of it.
You don't see the need.
I don't see the need yet. I already have things that talk to me and give me answers, and I don't need multiples.
You're not going to cheat on Siri or something like that?
No, I don't. Siri, Google, whichever one it is.
Right.
I think I'm good with that. I don't need one more thing telling me what to do, basically.
If you're going all in.
Yep.
And you want devices everywhere that you can talk to and will tell you the weather and you can tell it to play music, then it is the ultimate desktop.
Right.
It's there, and I don't want to say it's a single purpose because it does a lot of things.
It's a Bluetooth speaker.
That's exactly what it was intended to do.
Yeah. That's what I thought originally.
But our phones, and here we are, the three amigos. You know, we have phones that do the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Laptops today, when we said they have a webcam, they also have that integrated microphone.
Right.
In Windows 10, it has Cortana, which is a search engine like Siri, like Hello Google, and the Echoes.
And the Echo, yeah.
And you can tell it to do things. So your laptop has become that sort of device.
Yep.
There is an overload threshold, and there's a it's creepy and the security aspects of it threshold, and that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Grandpa probably doesn't care or know.
Probably doesn't know more than, yeah.
But Grandpa
Grandpa could also be more paranoid because those newfangled things, what are they doing with this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm not saying, Echo, transfer $30,000 from this bank account to that bank account.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not getting into my OVB mobile app.
Right.
And it is restricted to music, to tell me about weather.
Any sports scores or you know, general news. Spell things for me. What you know?
Spell things
But
for me.
with all of this technology,
that might come in handy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Crossword puzzle. I'm thinking of a word.
or I think you could ask it. You know, what's this minus this or plus this, or what's the percentage of, and it'll figure all that stuff out, which is kind of cool.
I want to know what the next thing they're going to do to hack that, because there's so many things like that. You know, I know people used to drive by people's houses just to see if you could get on the Wi-Fi. Well,
I like naming my Wi-Fi weird things.
Yeah. What if they do that and the next thing they do is hack the Echo or hack something like that?
Right.
Can they get into that? Can they listen to it that way? There's lots of things that is unknown
because
to us, maybe, but not maybe, you know.
At one time, we had a scanner that was on the right frequencies of the portable phones.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can listen to them.
Yeah,
when people pick them up.
Let's assume they already have.
Okay.
They already have figured out how to get through satellite systems into cars.
Yep.
We mentioned that before.
Well, there's microphones in cars.
Yeah. I mean, they are. I think.
Can you imagine the conversation you're having in your cars? People's listening.
The savvy person needs to know whether or not they are willing to expose themselves to that risk.
Right.
And if they want to limit themselves, they need to know a little bit about how they take control of that. There's your wireless access point.
Yep, there it is.
So, what are you going to do? You're going to change the default password?
Well, yes, I would. But how many people out there have no idea? They just plug it in.
Yeah.
70% of people, when they go buy one, they plug it in. Oh, it works.
Yeah, I'm done.
And you're done.
I'm gonna.
You can go.
I put passwords on everything.
I'm gonna say that the introductory software, the setup, steers you in the direction of doing it properly.
Yeah.
And while you may put a Post-it note on the refrigerator so that your house guests can get on your wireless when they're there to visit, you probably aren't putting it out on a sign in front of the mailbox on the street either.
Nope.
Can somebody break into it? Sure, but
not easily.
Letters, numbers, characters.
Always a great key.
Don't make it your street address and something else that's easy to guess. And by all means, change it. You can change it, and then as long as you know to update your wireless devices that are connecting to it, it doesn't have to stay that way forever.
Nope. I change mine periodically.
My big Christmas tradition, and this shows you how exciting I am, I change all my passwords over Christmas break.
Over Christmas break?
Yeah. Now, I'll sit down with some eggnog, and I will
does he remember them after that?
Right.
I'll get my password wallet
the passwords that he's creating?
Eggnog of my choice. Yeah. And I literally go A through Z.
Yeah.
Yahoo is almost to the Z. And I go in and I change my password. And I have a way I do my passwords, and I increment it with years.
Yeah.
So that I have a portion that tells me what it is, where it is, and then I update my password program.
Yep.
It syncs up to the iCloud, so I have a backup of it, and it's all encrypted.
Yep.
And you know, it just a day doesn't go by that I say, okay, I need to get into that system and I need to go look it up because I don't have enough capacity anymore.
Yeah, people like you and me
we don't have
deal with more than just the stuff in our house.
Right.
We have all the passwords here too.
Well, and that's what I have. I mean, I have a folder in there for our system passwords. I have a folder in there for my email, my online accounts, and it could be our healthcare password for, you know, my doctor.com, and there's just so many of them.
Oh, there is. There's so many passwords. It's getting to be ridiculous. Well, it has been.
How many email accounts do you guys have?
3?
Probably 5.
5?
At least.
Okay.
Minimum. That I know of.
So we have an EDU.
Yeah.
Because we work for educational institutions, and I tend to create one wherever I can get my unique name.
Yes.
Kingsley Meyer.
Right.
There was only my dad and I locked in on a lot of different email accounts.
Early on.
One I use for family.
Yep.
One I use for shopping.
Yep. Good idea.
One I use for registering for webinars and stuff like that. That's my disposable account.
You got to have one of those.
And you know, they don't cost.
Nope.
They're free to the user. So you could create one as needed for any special task. But if you're signing up to do something, what a great way to organize things out so that you're not seeing everything cross-pollinating into your one mailbox.
I was thinking one thing, another good gift that you could get, which I just updated mine because I've changed hardware in my house, is one of these remotes that controls everything.
Everything.
Right. It's a Logitech Harmony.
What? No.
No. Like, you know, I've got a projector, a TV, a receiver, DVD player, Apple TV, and the Amazon.
And there's one remote that does it all.
Right. You assign it actions. Like, I want to watch TV.
Yeah.
So it'll turn on, you know, if you had a dish satellite, it'll turn on the dish, preset a channel, turn on your TV, preset the input, turn on the receiver, and the input for that.
This remote's got to be this big.
Is this Debbie approved?
Huh?
Is this Debbie approved?
Well, that's why I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because, you know,
it works.
I add stuff to my home system, and then Deb's calling me on her day off going, how do I watch TV?
I want to watch. Which remote do I use?
We haven't gotten to that point, but we have the Samsung that came with the TV that also does the dish receiver.
Learning a remote type of thing.
And then we have the dish that does the TV.
So either one of them.
And while the menus are not always as quick as the dedicated device, it does allow us that, so we can keep them on different sides of the room. Yeah. And as long as the dog doesn't chew them up, we're okay.
Yeah.
And if the dog does, until the new one arrives, we have a backup.
You have a backup.
Yeah, and this one stores all the memory, all the settings at Logitech. So, you know, if I buy a new one, it's like, hey, bought a new one, load the stuff.
That's cool.
So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So you
just Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So can I hop
You just choose an action, watch DVD. It sets up your whole system for that. Watch TV, sets the whole system up for that. The only bad thing.
Can you do it manage it from an app when you're not there?
I don't think so.
Oh. Somebody will do it.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch. I don't need to change my channels when I'm not in front of the TV.
If you want the spooks not to break into your house, you're changing channels.
Yeah.
Program it.
I've actually I got an app on mine that I got rid of my remotes. Well, I didn't get rid of them; they're there. But you open up the app, you say, "Oh, I'm in the living room or whatever," if that's my TV, and I've programmed it for that TV, and I can do it all here.
That's something I was waiting for from Apple, was to have an IR bug on the front of this, which I think yours does.
Yeah.
This doesn't, but you know.
Why can't it do it through wireless? You're connected to the same wireless access point. If
you would think if it's
got
a smart TV,
you know, the DVD player and all of the TV are not wireless controllable.
Not smart ready, I guess.
Right. They're not that smart, but. I can't remember what the reason was, but it's like, do you really want to have to get your phone, get into it, you know, go over a couple pages, go into the app, and then, you know, and then start doing that. Now I'll just pick up my remote and press off.
Sure. Now, half the time with mine, I can't find the remote. The daughter or anybody, it's laid down somewhere, or it's under the couch or between the cushion, and I'm like, where's the remote? Where's the remote today? And I look around, I was like, I ain't fooling with it. Click, turn it on, or click, change the channels.
My key fob.
Things like that.
And my Find My Phone app will let my phone chirp, and I can do my car and find out which row I'm in the parking lot.
Yeah.
They need to do that for remotes.
This thing's getting smarter.
Yeah, they've got those little tags.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, slate or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That you can beep.
Did we talk about home security last time?
Just a little bit.
We have 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I may not get myself an Echo, but protecting my home is still a concern, and there's a device out there called a Canary. It's from Iceland.
Yeah.
And it is aware of your phone so that when you pull into the house and come in, it deactivates your device. And so it learns, you know, while you're there, movements of your cat and movements of other things. And so it does have a siren built in. It does look like the Echo sitting on the table. And it does store all your pictures in the cloud. I think we're going to see a whole new brand of different types of home security systems. And I don't know. I may not, you know, go for the Echo, but I may go for something on the table.
Cool.
Taking pictures.
So are we about out of time?
We got about a minute.
Okay. So we've covered, don't forget batteries. Don't forget
rechargeable batteries.
Rechargeable batteries or extra power cord or an extra charger, things
memory
like that.
cards.
Memory cards. Don't forget memory cards if you're buying something like that. What else we got? We got the extra hard drives if you want to do that.
Memory sticks, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, all these little stocking stuffers.
Don't forget to back up your pictures and all that stuff.
Oh, that is huge, yeah. And I like Kingsley's story. Don't just hand them an iPad and walk away. Or when you do that, especially if it's somebody that has never had one before, well, they need either an iTunes card or they need something to activate it with.
You can drop off an iPad for Mike and I and walk away.
And you can walk away from it. You're right. Absolutely.
And a remote that takes care of 6 remotes laying on your thing. You can just do away with those.
Yep.
Those don't get eaten by the dog, and you have one that handles everything.
Yeah.
Gadgets for Christmas.
Awesome stuff. I hope everybody has a great Christmas and all the extra toys, extra stuff that people need to have with their gadgets. So,
boys and girls need their toys.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and have a happy holiday season.
Yep.